Welcome to Freshly Flanimated. I'll show you this other example and then I will unrig this and rig it in front of you. But here with the bracelet, it's the same story. What we have here is this bracelet, which is made up of two parts, the front and the back. So the front part of the bracelet is a child to the lower arm, and the back part of the bracelet is a child to the front part of the bracelet. And then the front part of the bracelet is welded to the lower arm, and the back part of the bracelet is welded to the front part of the bracelet. So if I snap this one here, first press will just snap it into position, second press will turn it so that it maintains the relative rotation with its parent. And now if I select both and snap them, they will go back to their original position. So with Kineflex, I can move this bracelet like this. I can rotate it like this to come up with all possible natural looking positions, and then it will follow, always follow the arm. When the arm goes like that, we can very quickly and easily adjust the position of the bracelet so that it looks natural. When the arm goes in the other direction, the bracelet will obviously hang like this because it's pulled by gravity. So this is how it's used. It's extremely powerful, and I'm sure that you can come up with all kinds of applications, and it's not just limited to bracelets and sleeves. Now let's remove the metadata from all these elements. They're not rigged anymore, and I will just move them away from each other. Okay, now we obviously have the magnet targets inside, so everything would be properly positioned. Let's rig them now. So I will grab the freestyle rigging tool and I will rig this way. I'll put the hand there and I'll rig it like this. And now just for the sake of less distraction, I will remove these elements. I will put this here over the lower arm, and this time I will rig from the lower arm toward the sleeve. So the sleeve becomes a child of the lower arm. And now I will hide the lower arm and bring the back of the sleeve there, and then I will rig from the front part of the sleeve toward the back part of the sleeve. So the back part of the sleeve is a child to the front part of the sleeve. I will clear the panel and we'll load the rig so that we can see it. Doesn't look as pretty, but we should be able to rearrange them so that we can see what we have done. If we control click on the elements, they will be selected, and if we activate the stage updates in the status bar of the panel, you will see the names upon rolling over the individual nodes. So this is the lower arm, this is the upper arm, this is the front part of the sleeve, and this is the back part of the sleeve. Now I will add a controller, make it a little larger so that we can see it better. I'll have to switch directions by flipping it horizontally. And now we can see how things behave before being welded. So now we have the hierarchy, but nothing has been welded, right? So at this stage, I wouldn't want to move the front and the back part of the sleeve individually because I might offset them. So I will come up with something, a position like this, and then I will select the front part of the sleeve and press the welder button. So one element was welded. It means that it has now been welded to its parent. If I again grab Kineflex, you will see now the front part of the sleeve is welded to the lower arm, but the back part of the sleeve is not welded yet. I'll undo, and I will weld the back part of the sleeve, which is this one, to its parent, which is this one, the front part of the sleeve. Now when both are welded each to each other, we have the full functionality which we wanted to get. The sleeve behaves as one element, and then it follows the arm, so it is also somehow attached to the lower arm. And now I would like to revisit this example which we designed during the first introduction of welding. At the time, if you remember, we only had one option, and that option was to soft weld. So it's kind of illogical to be able to rotate the back part of this sleeve, or to be able to rotate and move independently the back part of this bracelet. So what we'll do now is we'll improve upon this existing structure by hard welding these elements. I will hard weld the back part of the bracelet to the front part of the bracelet, or hard weld, and I will do the same for the back part of the sleeve. I'll hard weld it. Now let's explore what happens now. Now we have the bracelet always behaving as one, regardless of whether we click the front or the back part of it. It follows the arm because it is soft welded to the arm, so we can move it in relation to the arm and it will always follow the arm. But then the parts of the bracelet really become one, so we can't make a mistake of partly disassembling the bracelet. The same will apply to the sleeve. The sleeve is one and it always follows the arm. But it doesn't really matter whether we click on the back part of the sleeve or the front part of the sleeve, it always behaves as one element. Let me also show you something else. The node representations of the welded elements are now shown in darker colors. So here we look at this structure, which is the bracelet. The master is the upper arm, the lower arm is the second element, and this is the hand. And then the two parts of the bracelet, the front part of the bracelet is a child to the lower arm, and the back part of the bracelet is a child to the front part of the bracelet. These two elements are welded, and we can see with these arrows indicating the type of welding as well. Unidirectional soft welding. This one is soft welded, and this one here is hard welded. So you also, when you load the node representation of your rig in Smart Magnet Rig panel, you also can see the welded elements and whether they are hard welded or soft welded.
Freshly flanimated.